Well, good morning, everybody. Things are happening around here. Appropriations Committee met and people scattered all over the place. I think we finally got a quorum, so we'll call this meeting to order and present the bills on the calendar. Today are House Bill 356, 449, and 472. Before we do that, I have a report from our subcommittee chairman, Alan Powell, on the Emerson bill. Chairman Powell, you want to give us a report?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Remember that bill number? 96. The subcommittee met yesterday and heard testimony on that, and at the wisdom of the committee that has been laid on the table in the subcommittee.
Okay. Any comments from the committee members? Okay, so be it. Okay. First on the agenda is Chairman Smith. I believe you have a little bill you'd like to present to us.
Yes,
sir. Let's see, get you turned off and on here.
Okay, we'll try it now. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee. The bill I brought is House Bill 472, and it only does two things. If you look on line 13, it increases the limit from 5,000 barrels to 10,000, and then on line 24, it increases the limit from 500 barrels to 5,000 barrels. Now, the reason for this, there's a brew pub in Columbus they're at their capacity now. They sell everything they produce. They want to expand their facility. They've got an agreement with the property right next door to expand. It'll increase. This will allow them to increase their capacity, and they'll hire another somewhere between 8 to 12 folks if we can get this passed.
So that'll increase consumption plus help economic development?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any question in the committee?
Yes, sir. Just to clarify, barrel, we talking about a regular keg, or are we talking about like a statute barrel, 42 gallons?
I think it's regular keg.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Who we got? Reverend Howe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I just want to clarify that the manufacturer and the sale is on the same premise.
Yes, sir.
The location where the beer is brewed is also the location where it is sold.
Mm-hmm.
And by removing solely draft form indicates that they may be sold in bottles or cans as well.
Right.
Is that correct? And what is and down in C on line 24, we're also increasing the number of barrels that could sold through the licensed wholesaler. Why? That seems to me that puts it in the three-tier system, which we are supportive of. Why would we care what that limit is up to the maximum?
The only thing I can say is because in line 13, all they can produce is 10,000.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Chairman Jurgensen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a quick question. What is the purpose in line 14 of removing and solely in draft form?
Well, all this, it just says manufactured on premises and sold solely for retail services or at the premises. There's no growlers, no nothing else. It has to be sold there at the premises.
Right. I guess my question is, right now it's only sold in draft form at a brew pub. So this would allow bottling or canning in that facility, and my question is why? What's the reason to remove that?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you something I don't know on that one.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any further questions of the committee? Anyone in the audience would like to testify to this bill? I think we're at the position of a motion. Do I hear one? All right. Do I hear a second? Second. Any further discussion on the bill? Okay. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Bill goes out with a due pass recommendation. Thank you, Chairman
Thank you,
Smith.
sir, and I will have an answer to Chairman Jurgensen's question.
Okay, I think we've got a fellow here by the name of Chairman Sims and the funeral folks. Gonna put us down under. Chairman Sims, you got two bills. Which one you want to cover first?
Let's go with 356 first, please, sir.
356?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir.
Yes, sir. We're the friendly neighborhood undertakers coming to see you.
You have a poem to quote?
No, sir, no poems this morning.
Okay.
We've run into a little problem. This is the reason for House Bill 356. It's been a court case that has declared that a person is not an entity. And so when we are doing the pre-need agreements with a family and they are trusting the money and we put that money in the bank, that has to be, let me explain to you about those trusts. They have to be 100% revocable trust. And they have to, if the person wants that money back at any time, they have to get that plus interest. In other words, there is no actual transaction there until an actual service has taken place. This money is just entrusted, payable upon death to a person. The way they had deemed it is some of the funeral establishments had put it in the name of the funeral establishment, and there were some problems about that. What we're doing is just changing the name of the entity registered under this chapter, and that entity would now be could be a funeral home, a corporation of that, and that is basically all we've done, so that the money can actually go to where the contract was signed, rather than with an individual. There's been some problems with the services have been provided, and it was in someone else's name. And the bill was never paid, even though the services were rendered.
This really just a clarification of the law?
Code, yes, sir.
Okay.
That's all it does.
Okay. Any questions of the committee? All right, sounds like a pretty good bill. We got a motion. A second. Motion a second. Any further discussion? We didn't have any discussion. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Opposed, like sign. Bill 356 goes out with a due pass recommendation. Second bill there, Chairman Sims.
Very similar as 449, and it's a very similar bill. Basically, this is in a different code section, in the banking code section, actually saying that a person shall have the same meaning as an entity, and that's the same, basically the same thing in the bill. It's just in two different code sections, and I couldn't put it in the one without the other, so I had to run two bills.
Okay. Any questions in the committee? Do you hear a motion? Second? Motion to second. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Bill goes out with a due pass recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee.
Okay, that concludes our business today. It's kind of short, but we're catching up. So no further business to come before the committee. I declare this committee adjourned.